Hello guys, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing the LG G4, which is running Android 6.0, which is the biggest update and latest update from Android at the moment. Let me talk about the main differences of this feature. I mean, previously there's been a lot of bugs on the previous versions, like Lollipop, like the phone would have like forced shutdowns on some apps. Also, some people are complaining that the battery usage wasn't as good on Lollipop. It would drain the phone a lot more, and it wasn't as stable, I would say. But Android 6.0, most of these bugs should be gone. So it will be minimal bugs. I won't say there won't be any bugs, but it should be minimal bugs overall. I mean, first of all, we'll talk about what's changed. For example, if we go on to the notifications area, you've now got do not disturb mode, which is essentially like a silent mode. So we go on to that. Once you do that, no calls and notifications will interrupt except for things like alarms, which is quite good to see. Also, Quick Memo has changed to Capture Plus. It's just been renamed basically. It doesn't affect the functionality at the moment. It's also got RAM management now, which that you wouldn't get unless you have a Samsung. Even Samsung now doesn't have any RAM management on the S6's software. So when you go into memory, it shows you the average memory use, for example, in the last 3 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours, or 1 day. And you can look at the memory used by apps, and it gives you a good understanding of how much memory is used for each application, which is quite nice to see. Also, battery should be better on this phone. I mean, if we go onto the settings now, in order to save battery, the apps would stay idle or will stay inactive till you use it again. So once we go into apps, and we'll go into the setting for it. So if we go into configure apps and then ignore optimizations, if you wish to enable it or disable it, for example, see it says select apps to ignore battery optimization. So the ones that are not ticked are optimized, so the app stays inactive, and then when you launch it again, the app will launch again. So this avoids it running in the background and draining your battery. There's a few I've disabled, which is calls and contacts here, because when I first installed this software, I had problems loading up the actual contacts. It might be because the software's freshly installed. That could be an issue. I mean, it happened 2 or 3 times. Right now I haven't got that issue, so it seems to be working okay. This might just be because the phone hasn't adapted to the software properly. I did see some battery drain as well, but it does sometimes take a few days for the new software to register all the processes on the device, so it could be completely normal. I mean, I haven't had an issue with the contact app in the last 3-4 hours now, so hopefully that bug doesn't come back. So, and we'll see what happens with the battery. I mean, in regards to the updates, I had to manually install Android 6.0. I used LG's AirDrive, which I downloaded and connected to my phone. Manually, if you go into the software update, you wouldn't be able to get the actual update. You'd need to update it manually, so I've got it quicker. Because I know some countries in Europe are getting it. For example, Poland was one of the first countries to receive the 6.0 update. I decided to manually do it myself. I mean, so far, most things have been stable. The contacts issue doesn't seem to be present, but for like 3-4 times when I tried to load up the contacts, it would say the contacts are loading but nothing would load, and the only way to fix this was to switch the phone on and off, then it would work, and it happened a couple of times after that. But right now it seems to be perfect, and we'll see what happens with the battery drain. So I have found a few bugs with the system, but it seems to be temporary. I'll use the phone a few days more to see if there's, any more issues, but right now it seems to be okay. Apart from those two bugs, there's been nothing else really. So that's about it with the app. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to mention also. When you've got a lot of apps open at the same time, let me open a few. Like when you go into the recent apps and you press clear all, there was a slight delay in clearing the apps. I mean, it was not a massive display delay or anything, but it was, a bit slower compared to the other devices. I don't think it's because of the hardware, because the hardware is pretty solid on this phone. I just think it's the software really. But when I clear it now, it seems to be quicker. So when I go into clear all, it clears it much quicker. I did notice more of a delay on the previous version. I mean, all the apps that I'm using seem to be, stable, it's working fine. I haven't had any app crashes, so that's okay. So that's about it, guys. If you got, any questions, or you want me to make any other videos, please do comment on the section below. Thank you for watching, guys.